like I said, with colonialism, Africa was in a position of unifying, because we try to learn our history from a systematic perspective as well. So Africa was unifying. Then you had an invasion that brought about colonialism and slavery. Now we also began to see settler colonialism. We were coming over here as slaves, and then at the same time, the people that were originally here, the Anishinaabe people, or Indians, or Cherokee, or Choctaw, or Arawak, these different nations of people were beginning to be not only colonialized, but in a way genocided. And then these people had the idea, hey, we're going to settle there. So not only is it a colonialism where we're invading you, an imperialism, colonialism, colonized, but not only we're going to invade you, we're going to settle there also. So they would begin to bring their people to the Americas. Simultaneously, or some years after, because everything happens in the process, we see settler colonialism also taking place in the southern region of Africa, known as Azania originally, but in Azania, South Africa, of course, we see the settler colonialism developing there also. So again, Africa's in the process of unifying. Then they're invading. Have colonialism and slavery. Now there's settler colonialism in Africa and the U.S. But of course, now this is shaping our ideological thinking. Obviously, we have an ideology of unifying. How we may have unified. Some people unified on cultural lines. Some people may have unified on economic lines. And others may have just been taken over. But either way, throughout Africa, there was a unification process taking part. Because, interestingly enough, when we say taking over, I'm just saying in a warfare type of situation. Africans have, it's like this. I may have a difference with you, okay? But at the point that we began to war, there was no extermination of a people. Like one of the things about slavery is it exploited a system that was in Africa of losing. Like if someone lost a war, then their people would have to go work for those other people. So of course we're not speaking upon any genocide or any mass killings type of war, because people are, we're speaking on context. So in a sense. So one of the things that would happen is, if you can imagine in African warfare, say the conquering group would begin, you know, they would basically flank you, form a U shape, and obviously you can't advance, you know, this way, or this way. You can only advance on the outside of the U. So again, you were given a chance to escape, so that again, it was not about just killing and taking life and taking over people. But again, you know, we're speaking on a higher cultural thing. We're speaking on an ideology of a divine people. Even though there are contests, there have been, you know, I'd say it's a process we're always constantly developing. But we had a foreign invasion of something foreign to our race and to our culture in colonialism. Like I said, then we had settler colonialism. Then we had, of course, ideologically speaking, with the settler colonialism, we have people wanting their land back. We have freedom struggles, which brings us to, at the time, during the 1960s, we began to see independence of African nations. Okay, we began to see the independence of African nations. Kwame Nkrumah, Sekou Touré, Jomo Kenyatta, Julius Nyerere. We began to see these African nations become independent. Some, of course, it's the ballot of the bullet. So some got it by the ballot, some took it. Alright. Sometimes we see the civil rights struggle developing in the United States. We see that there are people, you know, fighting for their human right, just their human right of existence. Because, you know, we're not too long out of slavery by then. In the event, we have a neo-colonial structure beginning to be set up. Neo-colonialism is basically as neo implies new, colonialism. It's a new way of colonizing the people. Not that you have to conquer them by guns per se, because they also use their guns and their weaponry, but they begin to manipulate the government and the economic structure. So, Africa's unifying. Colonialism, slavery. Then we have settler colonialism and in Azania, South Africa, some different parts. Of course, we know even today it's different parts of Africa that have European settlers or colonialists, as I said. You know, the colonists, colonial, you know, colonial bread. You know what I'm saying? But then we see the freedom struggles of the African ideological, like I say. Again, we're unifying. Someone is invading. We are fighting them off. But again, you can look as we call ourselves sometimes here, prisoners of war. We're POWs. We are the capturants. We're the descendants of those captured in a war. Okay, so we get to the point where we're here fighting for our freedoms on the African continent, all throughout the world. You hear rebellions all through the Caribbean and that type of thing, and we're beginning to free ourselves. Not only that, we're beginning to make a hedgeway off into the society. Ideologically speaking, of course, we're revolutionaries. We speak on the 360 degree. We speak on circular. We speak on circumferences. We speak on the cipher. We speak on the spherical. So, if we were beginning to unify, then obviously our mantra today also is to be unified. Of course, the only way that you can be unified is to be organized. The only way you can be unified is to be organized. Because there's a certain unity of thinking. We obviously only bring about a certain unity of thinking by being organized. Because inside of the organization is how you bring about a certain ideological training. You train inside of an organization.